It had been a rocky relationship between the RCC and Minister Mutorwa following revelations that the parastatal entered into a funding agreement with a Chinese entity without first seeking legal advice from Attorney General Albert Kawana and himself about the implications of such a deal. Under the agreement, the Chinese company would give RCC $580 million to be repaid with interest in exchange for partnering on projects worth over $2 billion. But an unshaken Mutorwa, who only found out about the agreement 9 days after it was signed, wrote a letter to Kawana seeking legal opinion. Kawana then advised government that the agreement was invalid.
With regard to the further practical and appropriate implementation of the Cabinet Decision number 19, which was taken on the 17th of November 2017, Decision number 010. And number 2, with regard to any possible disciplinary action against some persons as would be advised by our lawyers, which were involved in the conclusion, signing of that agreement. With regard to the further practical and appropriate implementation of the Cabinet Decision number 19, which was taken on the 17th of November 2017, Decision number 010. And number 2, with regard to any possible disciplinary action against some persons as would be advised by our lawyers, which were involved in the conclusion, signing of that agreement.
The RCC board has in media reports maintained that correct procedures were followed in signing the agreement. However, Minister Mutorwa says no proof has been submitted to government even after he convened an emergency meeting on the 26th of April.
I don't think we got an answer there. How do you get the answer if you know that you have planned that? But then we persisted. It was a long meeting. I said, but it was clear that really it was just a blunder that they think that they thought probably they can get away with it. But then I said, in one of their correspondences signed by the chairperson of the board, they said that they had a legal opinion from their own lawyer. Then I said, okay, at least let's get now the legal opinion from your own lawyer, because the text was not available. Tried to check their files, it was not there. And then the chairperson said, no, the legal opinion, it is. I'm not talking bad about him, I'm reporting. There is this thing called transparency. Then he said, no, the document maybe is in his office. We allowed him to go to his office. And we waited until, I don't know, maybe more than an hour. I'm not dramatizing. My colleagues are here. Then we phoned, we got consent. We said, but now what is happening? He said, no, our lawyer is in the court. I said, but now come, just come, because we don't want the lawyer to come. Just get the document, as you said. When he came, there was no document.
In terms of the agreement, it can only be terminated by the International Chamber of Commerce in Windhoek, but without government input, it is regarded as having no impact. Last year, Cabinet applied to place RCC under judicial management and then directed its management to seek funding instead of just relying on government bailouts. NBC News could not independently verify whether the funding agreement was part of this directive, as calls to the mobile number of RCC board chairperson Fred Jacobs went unanswered. The parastatal's chief executive officer, Seth Herunga, could also not comment. Blanche Gores, NBC News, Windhoek.